Hello everyone, welcome to Shifting Gears and welcome inside the Mahindra XEV 9e. This is a new electric SUV which the brand has launched along with the BE6e. Now BE is a completely new brand as well, and the BE6e is their first electric SUV offered in the Indian market. This XEV 9e is also an electric only SUV which has been launched here in the Indian market, and in this video we are going to speak about the feel from behind the wheel of this brand new product. We also have a detailed first drive review video of the BE6e on our channel. This is going to be a detailed first drive review video of this XEV 9e. So now is a good time to subscribe to the Shifting Gears channel and press that bell icon. We will try our best to have more content pieces of this XEV 9e and the BE6e on our channel so that you can make an informed car buying decision about both of these products. Now, very quickly, first let us speak about the specifications of this XEV 9e. Now, first and foremost, the price tag, which starts at just rupees 21.9 lakhs ex showroom, and that is brilliant for a product of this size, of this kind of design language and the kind of features that you get on the inside. This starting price is definitely going to attract a lot of customers. If not buy the car, at least just get them excited. Now, speaking about specifications, this XEV 9e is going to get a 59 kilowatt hour battery pack and a 79 kilowatt hour battery pack. So you have two options. Speaking about motor power, the 59 kilowatt hour battery pack pumps 170 kilowatts of power. The 79 kilowatt hour battery pack pumps 210 kilowatts of motor power. Now these numbers are identical to the BE6e as well. Motor torque, max torque, is 380 Newton meters. This is also a rear wheel drive electric SUV. And speaking about range, the 59 kilowatt hour battery pack options, they are going to deliver 542 kilometers of range. And if you buy the higher battery pack, higher capacity battery pack, which is 79 kilowatt hour, you are going to get 656 kilometers of range. Now between the BE6e and the XEV 9e, even though you have the same battery and motor, the range numbers differ because of the size of the vehicle and the aero efficiency of the vehicle. So you can compare that, but it is more or less the same and it won't really make or break a decision. Speaking about fast charging times, DC fast charging times, if you consider 20 to 80% SOC, if you charge your vehicle, the 79 kilowatt hour variant, with a 175 kilowatt charger, you can achieve this SOC in 20 minutes. If you charge your 59 kilowatt hour variant with a 140 kilowatt charger, you can again achieve 20 to 80 in 20 minutes. So your vehicle is going to be good to go for a healthy amount of distance very quickly in just 20 minutes. So by the time you grab a coffee, your car is good to go for hundreds of kilometers, but provided that charging point is free and available the moment that you reach there. Now this XEV 9e as well, it rides on 19-inch alloy wheels along with optional 20-inch wheels. And speaking about the ground clearance, it is 207 millimeters unladen and 218 millimeters at the battery point where it is mounted. So a healthy amount of ground clearance too to drive over the broken Indian terrain. So right now when I am test driving this vehicle, we are not on a really fast paced highway. We are driving this car in and around Chennai, and first I'm going to drive it in sedate manner because not everybody is fast and furious all the time. So right now the vehicle is in range mode, which is eco mode, so you're going to get the best of range. And now what I'm going to do is extend region level to 3. So the range that I see now is 388 kilometers with 67% battery capacity. So SOC is 67%, range is 388. If I reduce regen level and if I go to 0, the range has not changed, so it stays the same. So I'm going to go back to regen level 3, but now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the drive mode. So I'm now going to go to race mode. So now in sport mode at 67% SOC, range is 358 kilometers, and in everyday mode now the range is 371 kilometers at 67% SOC. Now all these three are street drive modes, so they are range, then you have everyday, and then you have race. This is taking a long time to change the animation, but it has selected range mode, and now this is everyday, and then this is race. Okay, so now I'm again going to go to range mode. So as you can see, you have different animations, and the color schemes and themes also change and differ based on the mode that you have selected. Now you also have another mode, which is snow mode, and in snow mode you can't make any of these drive mode changes. Snow mode is default snow mode only. If you again change the drive modes which are on the left hand side of the screen, you will again go back to street mode. So that is a finer detail which I'm telling you. Snow mode is going to not allow any further change. It is what it is. Now going back to range mode, which is eco mode. Now when I'm driving this car, it is very quiet on the inside. Mahindra did say that they worked really hard on the NVH package of this car, and it shows. It is a very quiet cabin. The AC fan blower is at a low setting because it is a nice, overcast kind of a day, not too sunny, so I don't need the AC at a full blast. So I can't hear the fan blower too much when I am driving around the city streets, and these are rural streets actually. So if someone is going to take a nap in this XEV9e, they can do that in absolute comfort because there is no audible noise that is going to disturb them from falling asleep, or it's not going to get them awake. So it's very nice, very quiet. When I'm driving over some broken terrain, you can hear a little bit of that suspension doing its job, but it is overall very well damped, very well insulated. So even in that department, the NVH well sorted, no complaints. I personally drive a Hyundai Tucson. That's also a 40 lakh rupee vehicle here in the Indian market. This is going to cost maybe less than that. Very healthy margin which is going to be left out if you consider the indicative price tag. So let us assume that this is very well priced, the top trims of this XEV9e, and I'm mentioning this because I want to tell you how good the cabin insulation is. My Hyundai Tucson is a two-wheel drive diesel automatic. This is also a two-pedal drive, but this is an EV, and this is as quiet an experience as you can have out on the Indian streets. Now, the next point which I want to speak about is ease of use. My height is 5 feet 8 inches. You have electrically operated seats over here for the driver along with memory function. I am seated at the lowest seat setting, and this is a very comfortable driving position for me. Check this out. This is the amount of headroom that is available, and I have very good confidence in managing this vehicle and moving it around. What I want to speak about or highlight is that I have just sat in this vehicle maybe 20 minutes back, but I am absolutely at home and I am very confident driving it. Even at the lowest seat setting, I have a good view of the bonnet, so I know where the vehicle is moving, how I have to make way, and then because of the very bold and prominent wheel arches even at the back, I have a good idea of where my vehicle is moving from the rear end too, so I can manage the vehicle through a tight gap. So it is not going to be difficult at all to understand this product. I'm going to close this flap and check this out. You also have 360-degree camera support, which is going to stay active at all times. Right now it is giving me a bird's eye view from top, and it is quite brilliant. It is not too choppy, and I mean, this is fantastic. So If this is going to be your first premium vehicle, if this is going to be your first vehicle in your life, if you think you want to make that bold step ahead in life, I mean, managing this size of a vehicle, it is not going to be a challenge at all. And you can also change the different camera viewing angles, and this will keep you safe. This will give you confidence if you think you are not so sure about the vehicle's dimensions. So, brilliant piece of engineering in terms of making you feel comfortable from behind the wheel, so that you are not scared and it does not intimidate you. I like it. The next point which I want to speak about after I deactivate this 360-degree camera support, of course, the next point is connectivity. 3 screens, you have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You have a full digital color display, speedometer cluster, looks fantastic. All the information there is very easy to consume. Over here you have this infotainment screen where the map is currently on. It is now on wireless Apple CarPlay, and no challenge in operating this. And then for your friends and family, your co-passenger, your kids, there is an additional screen on this side in front of the front passenger seat, which can keep him or her entertained. So, they are not going to get bored being seated over there, because you are going to have a lot of fun from behind the wheel, but there is something for them. Now, is this a gimmick or is this useful? That maybe owners can tell us after they spend some time with this XEV 9e. But for a car which is made in India for the world, this is a first. 3 screens. Good attempt by Mahindra, and all screens are working. None of it has flashed even once. None of it went blank even once. So, no niggle that I have at least noticed so far. Now we have some open stretch out on the road. What I'm going to do is switch to race mode, because there is so much power and torque available. Does it translate in an exciting experience? Let us find out. So check this out. Overtaking slower moving trucks, no problem at all. And now I am at almost 85 kilometers per hour, steady throttle. And if I release the throttle pedal, region level is at 1. I'm going to increase it. Region level 2, region level 3. It is now slowing down very rapidly. But if I kick the throttle pedal, it just lifts up from the front end. It just pushes you back in the driver's seat, and it will accelerate really, really hard on the head-up display and on the speedometer cluster. The way the speed is gonna climb, the way those digits are going to keep changing, I mean, it is going to excite you for sure. And if you have, other passengers in your vehicle who have never experienced an electric vehicle and the way an EV accelerates, they are going to be shocked, and some of them might actually even be scared. Check this out. Over 130 kilometers per hour in no time, and this is roll-on acceleration. I mean, what more do you expect from a car of this price range? This is fast, and while being fast, it is very, very comfortable too. So the performance is brilliant, and I don't think anybody is going to complain that the XEV 9e or the BE6e is slow. Check this out. Right now I'm at 60 kilometers per hour, steady throttle, and I'm going to maintain this. This is in race mode. In race mode, what I want to show you is that, check this out, even with gentle throttle input, the vehicle is very eager to move forward, lunge forward. So throttle response is going to be really, really sharp and fast. So ideally, inside city limits, I would avoid race mode, because it would just give you too much of a movement to your body. So that might not be the ideal setting. But when you are out on the highway, when you are in race mode, check this out. I'm still at around 60 kilometers per hour. If I want to just kick that pedal to the metal, instant torque, instant power delivery, brilliant acceleration. So the power is there, the torque is there, the acceleration is backing up quite well. All the numbers are not just on paper, they are performing out in the real world too. So good enough. Now I'm going to go back to range mode because we have to drive the car for a long time today. What I now want to speak about is single pedal drive mode. Now we saw this in the BE6E2. So in single pedal mode, of course my left foot is resting on the dead pedal, which is of generous size, so this is doing nothing. My right foot now only tapping the throttle pedal, only the accelerator. I am not touching the brakes. So check this out. We are now going to approach crawling traffic and I am not tapping the brakes. We are approaching a speed breaker, slowing the vehicle down by only releasing the accelerator. So quite easy, very easy. Now the next feature which I want to speak about is the single pedal drive, one pedal drive. Every single time that I tried to press that button and tried to activate this feature, it worked flawlessly, no tantrum ever. Check this out. One pedal drive is now on, and now when I am in traffic, if I have to slow down the vehicle, all I have to do is just release the throttle pedal and not tap the brakes. The vehicle will slow down by itself and it will also come to a complete standstill when you have lifted off. All you will have to do is that if at all you think that there is a little more distance that you need to cover, just gently tap on the throttle pedal and let the vehicle roll. But make sure that you brake if it is not safe, if the vehicle is not slowing down enough. But then you also have ADAS features, but you should not depend on them. They are for assistance, they are not for autonomous driving. So don't depend on AEB because it might surprise other road users. Check this out. The vehicle in front of me has stopped. I am in one pedal mode. I just left the throttle pedal. I did not tap the brakes because I understood the momentum and because I was aware of the speed that I was carrying. I could do that. So I can judge by the speed that I am carrying and by the deceleration if one pedal drive is enough or not to bring the vehicle to a complete standstill. Otherwise, of course, I can tap the brakes. Check this out. One pedal drive is on. I am only releasing the brake and it works every single time. Good feature, very well calibrated. Now since we are on this braking point about the brakes, what I want to tell you is that the brakes are sharp. So you have to be careful when you are using them. So a gentle tap on the brakes and you will feel that the vehicle is putting the anchors down really sharp. So be careful in your initial days of ownership till you understand the way the vehicle slows down, and then you will be aware of how to manage traffic and other road users too. Overall, the brakes are really good and strong to bring the vehicle to a halt because it accelerates so fast. You need good brakes too, and in terms of hardware, it is very capable. The next point to speak about is the steering wheel. So it is firstly very good to look at. The steering wheel is different compared to the BE6E. This is more circular, but it does have a flattish bottom, and it also has multiple angles over here at your grabbing point. But the top is not flat, it is more conventional, but it also has that center point shown to you. So quite nice, a nice touch. The steering wheel is light at all times and it is very easy to understand. This car is going to be effortless for everybody in your family if you are going to share it with anyone. So even your parents can drive it, even your kids can drive it, your husband, wife, girlfriend, anyone who wants to get behind the wheel. Nobody will feel that it is a big car and it requires too much of effort to drive it. Good steering setup, and also it is not dead in the center. So even with the slightest of input, the steering wheel does move the car in the direction that you are pointing it. so not very vague at all. And when you start accelerating, it weighs up reasonably too, so it gives you a good idea of what the wheels are doing. So no nervousness when you are pushing this car fast. Now the next point to speak about is ride quality. With 19 and 20 inch wheels, you might think that the ride quality could be a bit compromised, but that is not the case because the suspension is doing a very fine job. My co-passenger seated in the back seat, she is also not complaining because the ride quality is not too bumpy, there are not too many jerks, and also my bags behind are not being tossed around. So very comfortable in this XEV 9e. The driver's seat is very well padded. It is really wide also, so it is very accommodating. So even for healthy occupants, there is plenty of room to move side to side on this seat, and the side bolstering is also strong enough to keep you in place when you are driving this car hard and fast through corners. So you have very good support. So great comfort, and I have no complaints in terms of ride quality. Check this out. When we are crawling, if the roads are bumpy, there is no problem driving over broken patches. When you get on the throttle, there is not too much of a movement. The vehicle doesn't, allow the nose to get up a bit too much. It is not soft. It is on the stiffer side to offer you a sporty setup in terms of ride quality, but it is not stiff to the point that you are going to feel all the undulations on your back and on your bottom. So it's a great balance, this ride quality, to allow you to drive fast, have some fun, but at the same time this XEV 9e is going to be a very comfortable family car too. So a good job done by Mahindra with this semi-active suspension that they are offering with this car. Now speaking about controls, this XEV 9e has a similar setup on the steering wheel. So this centerpiece, it is similar to the BE6e, so all controls are very easy to operate. They are of large size, all the buttons, so no problems at all. This gear stick though, I think it is a bit too short and a bit too low. I wish it was a bit higher or the stick was a bit taller. This armrest doesn't have a angle, so my hand is going to be parallel to this center console, and then I have to push it down to reach this gear stick. So that is just an ergonomic point that I want to highlight. I don't think anyone will speak about this. The gear stick looks quite decent. It is better than the BE6e, which is very plasticky, but this also isn't really great to look at, and even when you touch this too, it is just about average. It could have definitely been much more special. If Mahindra is offering so many features, I'm sure they could have put in more effort to make the gear stick feel better than what it is right now. But in terms of operation, no problem. Park mode is a separate button, then reverse, neutral and drive. No other sport mode setting over here. Drive modes are on the screen and you can access them making use of this controller over here. And then you have your one pedal drive button over here, and then you also have a boost mode button on the steering wheel, and regen buttons are also on the steering wheel. So very easy to control all the features of this XEV 9e. The AC performance has been good. We have been driving this car for over an hour now and I am very comfortable. It is not a hot sunny day, but still the AC is satisfactory. Now typical of modern tech heavy vehicles, this XEV 9e also has ADAS. So you have the standard kit which you expect in a car of this price, and all of those features have been working decent. Today mostly I was using the lane keep assist kind of functionality, and it was providing me enough support and feedback when I was driving it on well lane marked roads. Right now let us try to move ahead and check this out. It is very easy, effortless to get this XEV out of such a traffic situation. And now I am still in range mode, which is eco mode, but check this out. Even in this mode, if I stomp on the gas, on the throttle pedal, it is accelerating. This is also fast by an EV standard, but it is just not as rapid as in race mode. but this is much more manageable because it doesn't leap forward too strongly. So this is good because other cars on the street might not be as fast, so you can get away carrying more speed in this mode more effortlessly. In race mode, you'll have to be very alert because your car is moving very fast. In range mode, when you try to drive fast, it is much easy to manage your speed and be safe for other road users too. Now what I want to check out is the body roll and body control. Check this out. If I make some lane changes or if I try to swerve, there is some body roll which I am feeling in this vehicle. This XEV 9e is tall compared to the BE6e. So say for example, in an emergency maneuver, you might encounter some body roll. So you keep that in mind when you give sharp steering inputs. Check this out. I'm again going to try to demonstrate it. And when I very quickly make a lane change, I do feel that the rear takes a split second to get back in line where the front wheels are pointing the vehicle. So drive carefully, and this is not going to be a corner carver. The BE6e can be a little better in this department because it is more low, and the CG, the center of gravity, would be more ideal for such kind of spirited driving in that car compared to this XEV 9e. But still, compared to any other SUV in this price range, even ICE SUVs, this is not bad handling at all. It is just that you will notice some body roll. So that is just an honest opinion, an honest review. So check this out. On usual overtakes, there is no body roll that is going to concern you. It is only going to be at sharp steering inputs. So for example, like this, if I want to overtake this WagonR, and if I really quickly turn the steering wheel really sharply, at that time when I'm swerving the car, then you will notice the body roll. Otherwise, this is not going to be a big concern at all. So that is it, guys. That is all that I want to share with you about this Mahindra XEV 9e electric SUV from our first drive review. We have other content pieces about this XEV 9e and the BE6e on our channel, so do subscribe and stay notified. Press that bell icon. If you have any other questions, ask me and I will try my best to help you out in the comment section below. My experience, this was good, but if you ask me, I would prefer the BE6e over the XEV 9e. This design, especially on the outside, I think is a bit much. The LED DRLs at the front, they are not up to my liking, and 3 screens also, I think that's not my taste. The BE6e, smashing on the outside and inside. Your opinion? Comments below. See you soon. Always drive safe, always wear your seatbelt, and try to follow speed limits as much as you can.